Yeah, there's no way I could read this shit anymore. It's called Stop Jap. Oh, there's a band from Japan in the 80s called the Stalin, and their record was called Stop Jap. And the band from where we live were little kids. They somehow knew that record, and they ripped off one of the songs. Like the first band in America to like cop Japanese punk or whatever. No one even knew. But it was the day that were the Russian Meat Squad. It was the day the Russian Meat Squad stole the music to Stop Jap off the Stalin LP and turned it into Power Plug on the record. It was the day me and Ajax came back from NYC where we got photographed by Doll magazine because he had the triple orange mohawk. He had the triple orange mohawk and I had the LDHC symbol on the toe caps of my boots. It was that afternoon at soccer practice that made me so fucking damaged. It was at practice that the coach tripping on his authority like a pig and not even knowing anything about soccer like a fat-ass American redneck gym teaching football loving small town scumbag with a whistle around his neck stopped play, picked up the ball, blew his whistle, gathered the varsities and JVs around. He looked over at me, then at Mew, then at Chung, then he started another drill. He looked around and yells, Fing, Fang, and Fong, front and center. I knew what the fuck he meant, even though I pretended not to. I looked at Mew and Chung because they could hardly understand English. They stood still too, looking back at me. They could suss what was up because we were the only ones with glasses and black hair even. Who else could he mean? He says, hurry up, all the varsity squad shitheads stand around laughing. All our JV friends start looking queasy because they know they're about to follow the crowd like traitorous stupid sheep, and laugh too. I take the first step forward and go, you know my name, coach, you live across the street. Mew and Chung start to kind of laugh. He just smiles at me. He only buys American cars. Then he tosses the ball into the air and my eyes follow it right into the glare of the sun. I'm gonna bicycle kick this shit right into his stupid face, right into his round beady eyes. Then he blows his whistle and his bench warmer lackey varsity sweepers lunge at me and take me out. A lens digging into my brow and my ankles spraining as I land. He puts his hand out smiling to help me out, but there's no way I'm taking it. I pull up my shin guards and walk across the field, and I keep walking. I walk home defeated beside the creek. But now I got the kamikaze headband the MFC kids were handing out tied around my crew-cut head. I got the kicker boots and the black flag jeans on, and I got the Dez side off. Everything went black really low on the box because it's 3 a.m. I sneak out my window onto the slate roof, my spurs clicking. I jump into the tree and do the huck fin shimmy down to the ground. I collect the biggest, fattest riverbed rocks out of my parents' rock garden and sneak through the shadows across the street. Then I stand up straight below my fucking coach's window and contemplate the weight of my projectiles, mica glinting off them in the moonlight. I can hardly see the headbands down so low, the rising sun right on my forehead. I take aim through squinting eyes and throw hard like a pitcher, slowly and deliberately one after the other, and slide off into the night, glass raining down behind me like snowing. To sneak back to my window hutch like a Viet Cong, like the kid with the crutches in the decline. Like a punk, I got my revenge, and you won't know what hit you. So that's
well, beautiful. This is really?
Yeah. This is fun.
I'm definitely gonna need some glasses to read this one. Let's look at a couple other. I'm going to show you a quick video that, and thanks, Eric. And understand that this what he's talking about is no different than a feature film that I made in Hollywood, just a few years ago. It's that film and that story and that era. There's no difference in the approach and all of it. So. I got a video camera in 1990, late 90s, a VX1000, the Sony VX1000. Does anyone know about cameras? It was an early a really good video camera that I saved up money and got, and I didn't know how to use it. So my friend Adam Walcavage, a photographer from Philadelphia, said, "Hey, I'm going to go up and meet up with my friends at this place called Fort Thunder in Providence, Rhode Island, which is where Shepard Fairey comes from. If you might know Shepard Fairey, he made the Hope poster,
Barack Obama.
Barack, yeah, I was going to say Osama bin Laden.
Should have done that.
So he also comes, from this same scene. And so this place called Fort Thunder is where this amazing band called Lightning Bolt. Does anyone know this band called Lightning Bolt? And so I show up there at this warehouse, and the point of this trip was to figure out how to focus and set my audio, and it was one of the first videos I ever made. And I just so happened to record Fort Thunder in one of their first ever jam sessions. And so I think it's really cool.